Hello, broadcasters. Welcome to episode 157 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Geige, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good. Nice to be here again. Love hanging out with all of you. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard. We do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific. We do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with all of you, go through the same flow all of you do with your own shows and productions. Two is to answer any of your questions. We love discussing features and plans with you guys. So if there's anything you'd like us to touch on tonight, feel free to leave it in the chat. We'll do our best to get to as many as we can. And then I always mention the three pillars of StreamYard, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. It's cool seeing all the places people are tuning in from. I think I saw Nicaragua for the first, maybe I've seen it once before, but it's a newer one. Minnesota, Niagara Falls, very cool. Virginia. Before I forget, we have lots of awesome shows. So we got StreamYard Spotlight, first Thursday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is a show highlighting folks like you, folks in the community. Dana and Kelsey interview people and how they're having success with live streaming in StreamYard. It's great if you're looking for inspiration to see how other folks are using the tool, or if you'd like to be featured as well, feel free to reach out to them and they'd be happy to chat with you. We have YouTube channel reviews with Dee Nimmin and Daniel Batal, second Saturday of every month. Really great show if you're looking to get started on YouTube, or you're already on YouTube and looking to figure out how to optimize and do even better. They do give awesome live feedback on things like titles and thumbnails and types of content you should be posting. So definitely check that out. Specifically for live streaming tips, we have Enhance Your Live Streaming the last Tuesday of every month with Nick Nimmin. Awesome. Nick Nimmin is definitely a pro when it comes to live streaming. So great tips and strategies there if you're looking to specifically improve your live streams. And then we also have live stream reviews with Christian and Charles the first and third Saturday, noon PST, where they give live feedback on live streams. So lots of fun there. And then for any additional questions, we have open office hours with Mel and Julie, 11 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday, first and third week in the Facebook group. We've also been doing fun facts, so we can get to know more about you guys, and you get to know a little bit more about us just for fun. This week we had favorite Disney character. What's your favorite Disney character, Dan?
Cool. It's a tough one. There's definitely a ton to choose from, isn't there? I think I could be wrong, and it's going to look awkward if I am wrong, but I believe that the Winnie the Pooh series is owned by Disney, in which case I think Tigger is my favorite. I was always a huge fan of just his attitude. Just so excited all the time. How about you?
He's definitely a character. Yeah, I'm a Disney fan in general. I'm not an expert when it comes to the characters. I think my favorite's always been Goofy, just because I've always enjoyed his voice, and he also is quite the character. Nice.
A lot of fun. Yeah.
I think we had a question at the beginning, which was, let's see what it was. Thomas asked, Tamai asked, how many people can you have on the main screen and how many in the green room? So we generally refer to that as the green room, assuming just like at the bottom there. Tamai, you want to take that one, Dan?
Cool. Yeah. So on screen, it depends on each plan, but I think you did actually, I saw another comment. I think you were saying on the paid plan. So I can just talk about each plan. So if you're on the free plan, you can have 6 on screen, like Geige and I are on screen right now. You can have 10 down at the bottom. If you are on the basic plan, you can have same thing, 10 at the bottom, but 10 on screen as well. And then on the pro plan, you can actually have up to 12 backstage, just in case you want to kind of flip people in and out. But yeah, the basic and the pro are both the paid plans, but free is pretty good. So 6 on the free.
Cool. Seeing the different Disney characters come in. Aladdin. I forgot about Aladdin.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them
Mickey,
there.
Pluto. Very cool. All right. I think we had another one here. Jose says, as a member of a StreamYard team, it would be nice to set a default team so that I don't need to switch every time I log in. That's fair feedback, Jose. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I would actually be curious. So I think, I could be wrong. I could check for you, but I think we do remember which team you're on last. So if you're like always in the same team, we should default you to that. But the part where that wouldn't work is if maybe you bookmarked a specific team. So if like you're on the StreamYard dashboard and you bookmark that, it might actually just save that team. And then every time you go to like that bookmark, you'd be going to the same team. So that could be something that's causing it. But I can investigate as well just to see if maybe our logic for remembering which team to default you to is not working, but we should have something like that.
Cool. Hey, Viper, nice to see you here. Viper was actually on the interview show with Dana and Kelsey not so long ago. That was awesome.
Spotlight,
StreamYard Spotlight.
Cool.
Clarine says, SY request, please add the ability for us to include links and other information into the comments during our broadcast. So I'd be curious, Clarine. So I'm sure you know you can, like you can post, like you can type whatever you like in a comment and post that into the chat. So if you could give us a little bit more feedback, if maybe, because sometimes something that comes up is the ability for your guest that's in the stream with you to comment as themselves with a link or something like that. But simply just posting a link to the comments, you should actually be able to do from the studio. But if you mean something beyond that, let us know. Any thoughts on that one, Dan?
Yeah, I think maybe being able to like at people as well, like at the specific, like tag people, maybe if that's something you're looking for as well. But yeah, you should be able to post a link.
Cool. Let us know. Adding is not possible though, right?
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, maybe at some point, Facebook will give a bit more flexibility there. But as of now, we can't do the tagging yet. Geige says, quick question. How do you edit your video after a broadcast? I want to trim. Can I do it within StreamYard? It's a good question, Geige. So right now, we don't have a trimmer in StreamYard itself. Definitely something we're looking into, offering a simple one. There is another company, though, that's part of the Hopin family of products, which is Streamable, which is a very simple, that has some very simple editing tools. So, and it's free. So you could one thing you could do is download the video from StreamYard, drop it into Streamable, and do some simple editing that way, or just use a local editing tool that you might have on your computer. But that's definitely something we're looking into, making that easier for you guys. Thanks, Dan. Yep, streamable.com. We're using the co-hosting feature. It's actually pretty useful. Before we had to log into the same account, so it's nice using that. All right, let's see what else we have here. Quick question. Clarax says, quick question. Will we be able to have the capability to see when super chats or FB stars are given while we're in the broadcast? So super chats are fully supported, Clarax. The UI for it is actually pretty nice too. Like you can see like the different types of super chats and how much they were for. For Facebook stars, we do not support Facebook stars yet. We'll have to look into whether or not that's available over the Facebook's API. Do you have any knowledge of that?
I'm not sure, but yeah, that's something we'll investigate. That would be cool.
Cool. Hank says, Facebook users giving StreamYard permission to show their name and avatar only need to be done once, correct?
I think it's every, is it 6 months or 3 months? Because the permission will eventually expire. But not every show or anything. Like if they watch you every week,
yeah,
once should be fine.
The permission will eventually expire, but it lasts. I think it's either 3 or 6 months. So unfortunately, not much or anything really we can do about that. But it will last for a while.
Yep.
Clarine says, I didn't know I can add links during the live broadcast. It's something I'll have to look into. FYI, I go live on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn specifically, are comments supported for LinkedIn specifically, Dan? I guess I can check.
We can't post comments to LinkedIn at all right now.
Okay. So
and not just like a link thing, but we just can't post comments, period, to LinkedIn.
Yeah, sorry, Clarine, I should have specified that. There's only certain platforms right now that give us the ability to actually post comments to them. So those are just Facebook and YouTube, right?
Yeah, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.
I
believe that's it right now. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for specifying that.
So yeah, not yet. As soon as LinkedIn supports that, we'll definitely support commenting from StreamYard to LinkedIn. Yeah. Universal B Network says, is it possible to embed a live broadcast to your website while you are live? So it is possible to do after the broadcast is over. We generate the embed link and the video on demand, but not actually while you're live. Something we're open to. If that's something you'd use Universal, let us know. I'd be curious the types of shows you'd be using it with, what your website's about. Any details would be great to know. All right. Jim says, question, doing live events where they have copyright music playing in the background any way to remove it with software/hardware so we can do commentary? That's
Interesting.
an interesting one. Yeah.
So just the audio from the sound, I'm guessing. So you could obviously like fully mute the thing and then you just completely talk over it. As far as muting the sound or just the music,
Might be able to develop some kind of complicated filter or something.
that's
like
AI.
that.
Yeah. Like if you wanted to have it where, you know, maybe people are talking in this thing and then you also have music. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one, but the easiest way is to just mute it and just have you talking. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Copyright music in general is a tricky one.
But yeah, let us know, Jim. There's not a tool or anything that comes immediately to mind. It wouldn't surprise me if there was something out there that existed that would let you filter out. It probably wouldn't do it perfectly, but that would do an okay job of filtering out music.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Good point, Luke. So although you can't, although the StreamYard recording feature doesn't do it, if you do want to embed a stream on your own website, you can definitely embed YouTube or something like Vimeo as well, or even the more complicated option of hosting your own server or something like that and using the RTMP option. But it's a bit more involved. But yeah.
Yeah, YouTube will be the simplest. If you're okay with that. Like I know sometimes maybe you can't stream to YouTube for some reason, but if you do a YouTube unlisted video, embed that, that's a pretty good option.
Yeah, it works well. I've seen quite a few people. I mean, we do it for our own weekly webinars, but I've seen others do it as well, actually just using YouTube as sort of their webinar platform. Obviously, you have to make the webinar pretty simple in terms of registration and things like that, but it does work really well.
Yeah.
Alvin says, any possibility of having a few sound effects buttons available? For example, drum roll, intro, fanfare, laughs to make StreamYard more fun. It's a good question, Alvin. It's definitely come up in the past, the ability to have background music and sound effects and things like that. And background music specifically is something that we're exploring.
Yeah, sound effects, maybe. I get it. It is fun.
Viper says, hey, StreamYard, any thoughts on increasing the max number of guests on stream? So right now the maximum is 10. It's definitely something we're open to. The thing we're always curious about is how many total you'd like to have on screen. If it's something like you'd never use over 20 or 50 or whatever the number is, it's always useful for us to know, but definitely not out of the question and is something that we're always open to.
Yeah, and also always curious if there's a certain type of use case you're trying to do. Like, is it just, kind of a normal live stream with a bunch of people talking? Or is there like some kind of really unique use case you have?
Or if it's the type of thing where if you actually need all of them on screen at the same time in a grid, or the sort of the question that came up before in terms of the people that can be backstage, if you could have, say a lot more people backstage, but not on screen, would that solve the problem? Or do you actually need everyone on screen at the same time? It'd be good to know. Girlfriend's Tea with Sabrina says, I plan to stream live on Roku using custom RTMP. SY supports that, correct? Yeah, absolutely. If Roku, I assume it does based on what you said. If Roku allows RTMP feeds, StreamYard absolutely supports it, and you can stream into it. Amy Freeman says, feature request, we'd love to be able to hover our mouse over videos to see their length before playing them, or have the length stamped on the thumbnail. Yeah, definitely understand that, Amy, especially for guests to know like when the video is actually going to end if they're waiting to come on and they don't want to be surprised. But yes, designers are actively exploring different ways to sort of present that information, whether it's a hover or it's just like a little indicator on how much time is left on the video, but certainly something we'd like to add.
Cool. And this is actually slightly different than some of the requests we've had before, which is often for like when it's playing, I want to see how much time is left. Whereas this one's more like before I even click it, I want to see. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm actually just looking in the brand tab now like, okay, yeah. Makes sense. Something for us to explore.
That's a good point. Thanks, Amy. All right. Few topics we wanted to touch on tonight. One was we have our big summit, our big quarterly summit coming up on the 20th, the StreamYard Connect Summit. We've got the link there if you'd like to attend. It's fully free. We have lots of awesome speakers. We've got Sean Cannell, Rachel Miller, lots of other exciting folks. We'll also be announcing some pretty big feature updates. I'm not going to spoil it, but I think a few of them have actually already come up in the chat. So we'll have some exciting things to announce and release during that time. So you'll want to catch that. I think we're also doing some sort of fireside chats with some of the other people on the StreamYard team, like some of the engineers and designers. If you're getting sick of just hearing from Dan and I every week, you can get to know more folks and their thinking behind some of the things we're working on. So it should be a lot of fun. Definitely check that out.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I think we mentioned it last time, but just to reiterate in case you missed, if you're new to streaming and maybe you're nervous to go live and you're trying to maybe work up the courage or get a bit more comfortable before doing it for the first time, if you're in the Facebook group, Julie will be announcing the details for the next Facebook challenge, which is really geared towards just like having sort of a small group cohort of folks get comfortable with streaming for the first time and help them get started with their first live show. So if that's you, definitely check that out. Another thing Dan and I wanted to do, we had a lot of last few shows we talked quite a bit about the new features, but there's a lot of older features we haven't really talked about and explored for a long time. So we wanted to cover and get some feedback to see if all of you are still like entirely happy, if there's some changes you'd like to see to them or your current thoughts on them. And one of them was released a super long time ago, but was definitely a big one when we released it, was multi-streaming. So I think that was back in, was it 2019, the end of 2019?
Yes. Yep.
So the end of 2019 is when multi-streaming first came out. So many of you probably don't remember that. You just have always thought about StreamYard as a multi-streaming tool. But curious how happy you are with the multi-streaming functionality. If there's anything that you feel like is missing or that we could be doing better to support, I guess, any of your multi-streaming needs. It's pretty feature rich in terms of the fact that you can sort of schedule across all the different platforms and everything syncs and whatnot. But just curious to know if there's anything you guys would like to see added or done differently when it comes to the multi-streaming functionality.
Cool. Yeah, and that could be anything from like other platforms you'd like to see supported. It could be anything that would make it easier for you to schedule to multiple destinations, or just like any areas where you maybe have issues now. All of that stuff's very useful to know.
Awesome.
Or even questions if you're confused about anything.
Amanda says, "Can I have a shirt, please? Size medium." I appreciate that you're a fan of the merch. Amanda, we actually do a giveaway every week just for you. I'll make sure we'll make a shirt part of it. So good. So hopefully you're lucky tonight. If you are super keen and you don't want to just like wait for getting lucky with the giveaway, we do actually have. If you just go to StreamYard.com at the bottom, there's a link to the online store where you can actually purchase a shirt if you're interested.
I think you have to be logged out to see the link at the bottom.
Park says, by any chance, would StreamYard offer a higher quality audio similar to Clubhouse's audio quality? You might want to consider it since having crisp, high quality audio would make a big difference on streaming. So, Park, if you haven't tried it yet, we do have in the settings an option where you can. I'm just pulling it up so I don't say the name incorrectly.
Echo cancellation.
Yes. If you disable, if you're someone that's using headphones, the reason why we have echo cancellation is people are often having guests, and then echo obviously sounds terrible and interrupts the show. So there's sort of a filter that runs that makes sure that echo gets canceled out. But if you have a proper setup and everyone's wearing headphones, if you disable that option, that filter won't run and it will lead to better audio quality, and will actually also send a higher bit rate when it comes to the audio. So if you're not already using that, I'd be curious if that sort of meets your requirements, and if not, what else you'd like to see? What do you recall then what the current sort of audio settings are that we send out? I think it's 128 kilobits per second is the.
I think that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, let us know, Park.
Yeah.
Gabriel says, is there any known limitation with Daily Motion's RTMP and StreamYard? Not that I know of, Gabriel, but if you're having any issues with it, definitely reach out to, if you go to StreamYard.com/contact, we have 24/7 live chat, and they can certainly walk you through the process of connecting it and troubleshoot with you. Toby says, when can we upload video loops for green screen? Glad you're enjoying I'd be curious, Toby, if you're using the virtual green screen or the physical one. At some point, we will likely have preloaded ones for the virtual green screen, but I don't have a date or anything. In terms of uploading them, any thoughts? We definitely don't have a date or anything, but any thoughts on that one, Dan?
Yeah, it's something we've explored. Just want to make sure that it performs super well and it doesn't kind of like lag your computer at all. It's just a lot of video, a lot of things going on, and a lot of StreamYard users don't have the most powerful devices. So we want to be careful and make sure we like really, really optimize it if we're going to do it. But yeah, it's something we're investigating.
Cool. Let's see. Melissa says, how do we get to the Facebook page? If you just type in StreamYard on Facebook, Melissa, it should be the first result. I think it has official in the title, but it should be the first one that pops up. Also, if you still have the welcome email from when you first signed up for StreamYard, it's linked in there, but that might be, I assume it's quite buried depending on how long ago you signed up.
Yep.
Thanks, Duty. Glad that you're enjoying it. Duty says, question, will you enable screen sharing while using a mobile device in the future? Any thoughts on that one, Dan?
Possibly, yeah. We did. I think we chatted about this last week as well. So there is a way to share a mobile device if you're also on a computer. You basically use a program to grab it from your mobile device and kind of screen share it on your computer. So if you're kind of doing a demo of something on an app, you can actually show it if you also have a computer. In terms of being able to do it on mobile, it's something we're interested in because people have obviously asked about it, like yourself. We need to explore if it's possible, how well it works, that sort of thing. So no guarantee of it yet, but definitely open to the idea.
Cool. Sounds like most people are big fans of the multi-streaming feature, so appreciate that. If there's any critical feedback, that's cool too. Definitely just curious your guys' thoughts. Girlfriends T says, love it. Go live on 5 platforms. Wish Facebook would allow us to schedule more than a week in advance.
Yeah, me too.
Wisco says, would love to see more options to set up StreamYard ahead of time in terms of playlists, etc.
Cool.
That's a cool idea, Ted. I'd be curious any more detail you have in terms of like how you'd like the playlist to actually work. But yeah, definitely we'd love to give more options around sort of pre-scheduling and making sure that everything is set up beforehand. But yeah, let us know what you have in mind beyond the basics for playlists would be good to know.
Yeah.
Paul says, are we able to pay for an additional 1 co-host seat instead of going up to 5? So you do get 1 co-host for free that you can add to the account, Paul, which you probably already know. But right now we just have the buckets of 5. At some point, maybe we'll change that. But for now, unfortunately, it's just 5 at a time. We tried to make it pretty inexpensive so that it's actually, we're actually going to change the pricing at some point. Right now, it's still running where the pricing for 5 is actually quite low, but not yet. At some point, that likely will happen.
Yeah.
All right. Time is going by quick. Should we go ahead before we run out, Dan, and go ahead and do the giveaway?
Yes, we should.
All right. Let's see if we find one last one before the giveaway. Coilan says, multi-streaming is quite good, but is there a way to tag accounts better involving the API? I'm thinking Twitter and Facebook especially. So that came up super briefly before, Coilan. We'd love to do that, like if we were able to, like you said, mentioning the API, we'd love to do that. Right now, fairly limited in terms of what we can do, but things are always changing. So hopefully in the future that changes and we can support more tagging when it comes to the scheduling of the posts and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right. Luke says, when will Hopin be added as a destination in the external SY? Is that going to happen? Would prefer to use the external with full functionality, but have comments fed in.
Cool. So we actually did add that. When was that? 2 months ago? A month ago?
So I think Luke, though, is referring to, so there is the integration of StreamYard where you can use it directly from Hopin, but I think maybe, let us know, Luke, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but using like your actual StreamYard account with Hopin where you still get the comments coming in.
But Hopin is added as a destination right now. Like, unless it's just some, I believe everyone has access. Like, I think we've rolled it out to everyone. It could just be on certain plans, but.
Oh, okay. I feel silly in terms of like going to the actual destinations page.
Yeah.
Okay. My mistake.
Yeah, we rolled that out a while ago. But let me know though if you don't have access to it or something.
All right, shall we go ahead and do? Actually, I didn't even announce the rules. So for anyone who hasn't been here before, we do these giveaways every week. Tonight we'll give away the T-shirt specifically, since the gentleman mentioned it. So we'll give away the T-shirt. We'll give away the StreamYard sweater and a StreamYard pillow. I don't have a picture of the T-shirt, but I do have one of the pillow and the sweater. The sweater's a little bit outdated. The logo's a little bit bigger now. It's a little bit nicer. And the T-shirt is just black with the StreamYard text across it. But if you just type in hashtag the yard in the chat, you'll be eligible to win. Looks like based on the entries, most of you already are in, but we'll give another 15, 20 seconds or so for you to type in hashtag the yard. And if you guys are interested in doing your own giveaways, we actually released this tool. So if you go to StreamYard.com/giveaway during your own shows, you can actually use this exact tool if you're interested in giving away maybe like, a digital course or a book or anything you want to give away.
And just to clarify, you don't have to do hashtag the yard for your own giveaway. That's just what we choose to use.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. All right, it's slowly climbing, but I think we're probably good to go. Ready?
Let's do it.
Good luck, everyone. So suspenseful.
Alvin, congrats. I think your question came up earlier. If you email contact@streamyard.com, Dana will coordinate you on your size and things like that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in tonight. Hopefully we'll see you wearing the StreamYard sweater, shirt, and not wearing, but maybe you'll have the pillow in the background or something like that.
It's great for backgrounds. Yeah. Congrats, Alvin.
It's a cool prop. Let's see what else we have here. We have time for maybe one more question. Retired Navy Rob says, I'm new and I love the built-in GAW tool, but any plans to offer a wheel? Oh, give the giveaway tool.
Ooh, a wheel.
We can certainly offer more customization in terms of like how you want it to scroll through the names. So no plans, but we're
cool.
definitely open to offering more customization. That's a cool idea.
Like a wheel of fortune? Is that what you're picturing? That's what I'm picturing.
That's what I'm picturing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the names are all
go
out in cool spokes, or you could even do one where it's kind of like a 3D wheel. Like, yeah, there's some cool options.
That's actually a question we had for tonight, but we'll ask it next time, which was other types of tools similar to the giveaway, like something that's not directly related, like not directly in the studio, but other types of tools. But we'll ask it next time since we're essentially out of time. But we'll do one last one. Jonathan says, I've been streaming with StreamYard and it says that my free streaming trial will end in 3 days. What does that mean? So there is an entirely free version of StreamYard, Jonathan. So I'm guessing maybe you got a trial of the basic plan or the pro plan. But all that means is that, again, assuming that's what you have access to, is that you'll lose access to things like customizing your logo and some of the other, or all of the other paid features. But the free version of StreamYard, you can still stream out live to platforms, invite your guests, and all that stuff.
Yep. And if you go to the pricing page, so just if you're on StreamYard, top right corner, you go into billing, you can click on the change plan and you'll just see all the plans, and it just explains like what is on each plan, and that should give you a better sense. But there's a lot of stuff on the free plan if that's what you're wanting to do.
Cool. This was episode 157 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week at the same time, and then hopefully we'll also see you at the StreamYard Connect Summit, which should be a lot of fun.
Cool. See you, everyone.